Okay. There we go. Boom. Pow. How we doing? How we feeling? Everything good? Everything great? Good. Because we about to get into it. Honesty. And I mean real honesty. Are you honest with yourself? Are you being honest with the people around you? Because it's the hardest thing to confront, honestly. See? See? The first thing is being honest with yourself. If you cannot be honest with yourself, you're never going to trust yourself. It's going to be the hardest thing ever being honest with anybody else. You need to stop people pleasing and stop pleasing yourself to not recognize what the fuck you're fucking up on. Because there's so much that you need to work on, that I need to work on. And that's one thing that I have worked on for so long. I literally have it tattooed on my hip. It says, truth is the only safe ground to stand upon. That is one thing that I live by. If you cannot be honest, what is your purpose in this world? Nobody's going to respect what you have to say if you cannot be honest about it. And honestly, the past few days to the past few weeks, I'm really trying to embody that. I've always embodied it with myself. I've been honest with myself for a long time. I'm not going to lie. I have self-analyzed a lot. I have seen where I have been wrong. Even right now, there's still things that I struggle with that I thought I've worked through, but I obviously still haven't. And I can be truthful about that. I can be upfront with it. There's things that I still need to work on that I'm probably going to have to work on for the next few years. Nothing is ever said and done overnight, and it's going to take time to get through. But I can recognize within myself, you're messing up here. You're having a hard time listening to this. You get defensive in this area. These are things that I am willing to be honest with myself about. Because there's things that we all need to work on, and I'm willing to recognize that. And I also want to be honest with myself in my relationships. Are these people really treating you the way that you need and want to be treated? Whether it be past, present, or future. There's a lot of times that I will miss somebody from the past. There's one specific person, and I have to always think back to the situation that was at hand. In this situation, what was the positive that you got out of this? What was a negative that happened from this? What were the things that made you feel this way to where you had to step away from this in the first place? Why would we go back to something that you made a choice to step away from? What was the reason? And so I have to keep it truthful with myself. I have to say, this is the problem. There was barely any communication. There was no effort on their end. There was not keeping your word. Everything. You have to be real with yourself, because if you're not real with yourself, you'll sell yourself a dream. You will sell yourself lies to be made truthful when they're not. You will live in the past saying, oh wow, that person was so great. I remember this just like this and it was amazing. It's just daydreaming your life away to the point where it's a delusion. It's not the real of how shit went down. You need to keep it truthful with yourself, please, because you're going to send yourself into straight delusion. Straight delusion. You're going to look cuckoo bonkers. And then you go back to situations and you're in the same place, having the same thoughts, having the same insecurities, having the same revelations of, I need to leave, I need to get out of this. This is not healthy for me. You have to be able to go within and analyze and talk to yourself straight up. Like you are your own best friend, because you are your own best friend and you need to be truthful with yourself. No one else is going to do it except for you. And if you have people that are going to do it, you need to be able to take in what they're saying to you. And that's also another thing for me. And I hope that you guys are doing this as well. Talk to your people and be honest with them about what is going on in the situations that they're dealing with. Because if you cannot be honest with them, they're going to repeat their same unhealthy habits and patterns. There's a situation going on with one of my closest friends. She's talking to this guy. She really likes him, but has been shown a huge stop sign. And I was telling her, I was like, this is the problem. This is wrong. You do not deserve this. You just got out of this situation. They're bringing problems. They're bringing violence into your life. And she's like, I know. You know, but you need to hear this and have it reaffirmed to you, because this is a pattern that you are repeating and currently repeating, because you're going back and forth on what you've said repeatedly in the past few days. But don't get me wrong. I feel that shit. I get it. I know it. That's why I don't judge people, and it's hard because I'm trying to tell you the truth, but I'm gonna tell you I feel you at the same time because I am just the same. We're the same. A lot of us are the same way. We're humans. We have almost the same patterns a lot of the time, especially the people that you're closest to and that you hang out with the most. So I'm gonna let you know that I'm the same way. I do that. I think like that. So I can tell you straight up, this is how you're acting. This is where you're wrong. This is where you're making excuses for them and for everything else in life. Because I do the same shit. I'm going to call the kettle black. I'm the kettle too. Fuck it. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with it. As long as you can listen to me and have respect for me and know that I'm coming to you with respect, and I want you to know the truth and I want you to see it, I'm going to hold the mirror up for you because I would expect that same treatment in return. I want people to be honest with me. I'd rather you be honest with me than lie to me and just delay the hurt, the grief, the whatever is going to come after the fact. I'd rather feel it up front. I want to know what's going on right now. Because what's the point of letting it linger out and me having to find out later that you were just dishonest with me? Now I feel hurt. Now I feel like I can't trust you. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. And I know you have had people in your life that do the same, that do the exact same. Another thing that comes with honesty is that when people have a hard time being honest, like I said, they don't trust themselves. They can't be honest with themselves, so they can't be honest with you. They're struggling internally because they are fighting themselves every day to sell themselves a dream. To sell themselves the fact that this is what this is, I'm like this because of this, that, and the third, when truthfully, they know different. They know otherwise, but they don't want to acknowledge it because then they have to accept it. Accepting the truth is so hard. It's so hard, especially when you're the person trying to relay the truth to somebody else. For them to really accept it is a whole different ballgame. You literally have to go within yourself and confirm what people are telling you is true. And that is the biggest battle you will probably ever face, to be honest, because we are our worst critics. If we are taking in a truth about ourselves that we do not want to acknowledge and that we do not want to be true at the end of the day, then you're going to fight it. You're going to go back and forth with your brain, literally tugging and pulling, because you do not want to accept what the truth of the matter is. Acceptance is needed, though. You have to be able to accept yourself, where you are at, your faults and all. Because I have so many faults. I will tell you that right now. There's been so many times that I've had to go back in within myself and listen to what people have told me. They say it all the time. If you meet my family and friends, I'm telling you, man, they be like, damn, she used to not listen for shit. I say used to because now I'm getting better at that shit. Of course, I still have a hard time sometimes. It's going to be an uphill battle all the time, but I'm going to make it better each time I try it and I do it and I hear it. But people will tell you she used to have a hard time listening. And I did. I really did. Someone would tell me, hey, this is how you're acting. This is how this is coming across. This is what the situation is. And I would get defensive. And that's why I can call the bullshit now. Because I know what it is. I tell you, I do the same shit. I do the same shit. But I would get defensive. Because I didn't want to accept the truth within myself. Because if I accept the truth, that means I have to change something about me. And it doesn't have to be you have to change yourself. But you have to change that one thing about you. And it honestly does work for your benefit a lot of the time. Because people are showing you the naked eye version of yourself. And if you cannot see that, you are causing yourself detriment at the end of the day. So a lot of the work that I've done as of now has been throughout years of pushing and pulling in my own head to finally accept the things that I have been told by others and things that I've had to go reevaluate within myself to know that, hey, these are things you need to work on. And when people would tell me things, they would always be like, she's not listening, but I would fight it. Verbally, fight it. Outwardly, fight it. Just because I felt like that wasn't right. That's not right. I don't want you to really know how I'm feeling, or I don't really want you to know that this is true. That's facts. That's what you're saying right now is hitting a certain pressure point within me, because I don't want to feel that vulnerable. That's vulnerability right there. That's being real open, and to a point where you don't want to be open and you don't want to acknowledge that you have faults, We all have faults. Take it and take it to the chin, girl. You're fine. It's good. You will be okay. You can admit that you're wrong. You can admit that you have flaws. It's perfectly fine. But when you fight yourself and when you are trying to make excuses otherwise, that's only causing you more pain and heartache because you are fighting with yourself. But once you acknowledge everything and you actually hear what people are trying to tell you, and we listen to what people are trying to tell you, because there's a difference between hearing and listening, okay? Huge difference. Huge difference. But I would always take people's words later on and really analyze them, and I'd be like, damn, they're right. I do need to work on this. I need to do that. But would I tell them that? No, I would not tell them that at all. I'm a stubborn motherfucker. I'm not going to lie. But within the past few years, I have learned to work on that as well. I'm willing to admit where I'm wrong. I'm willing to say, hey, maybe that is something that I need to work on. I'll take it. If you're telling me something that you genuinely think is something that I need to hear, I will take it and I will listen to it. Does it mean it has to be accepted? No. You don't have to accept what anybody says. I mean accepting it as your truth. It can be a truth, but it doesn't always have to be your truth. I get that. But also hear their truth. Acknowledge their truth. Because a truth that they're seeing, it may be just a little bit of a different viewpoint from what you're seeing. Know who you're messing with. Know who you have around. Know who are the people that really love you and are looking out for you. Because you could have a friend like you do in childhood where they're telling you things and you don't look good in this, that, and the third, but they know that you're eating it up, but they just feel insecure and jealous within themselves. That's a different story. But when you're talking about people who genuinely care about you and love you, you should always be honest with them. And one thing I feel like a lot of people should probably work on, I haven't done this to others, but I've definitely experienced this, and I've experienced this as of recent, is not being able to be upfront with your honesty and your truth. Because I've had a situation where there's this person and it's a man, he was not feeling like he's enough, which is fine. I get that, okay? We are human. We're going to feel certain ways, and I'm intimidating. I get that. We may be really, really cool, but I can be a strong personality. I am a strong personality, and that's one thing I love about myself. And if you don't feel that we can match like that, it's good, it's great, but we're amazing in every other aspect. We're just like this all day, every day. Other than, we don't need to be romantic. It's good, it's cool. It's good. I love that. If you want to, do you, do you. If I want to do me, I'll do me. As long as you can be honest about it, cool. But it came to, couldn't be upfront, so started to push away, but also keep close at the same time. It didn't make any sense, but you can definitely feel it. You can feel it, you can analyze, you can observe it. It's there, you can see it, but you cannot be upfront about it. And that is where you will find a big mistake that you are making in this life. If you can act with integrity and truthfulness and honesty, all you had to do is say, hey, I don't feel that I am enough. I don't feel deserving. I think you deserve something else. I think we're in two different places in life. Whatever it is that needed to be said, that I had a conversation about later on, but just in of the way it shouldn't have came out. Not saying it was bad, but at the same time, it could have been way more of a actual conversation rather than getting drunk and just having to have the conversation then, because then it's mixed with other shit. But you may as well have just sat down, been upfront, been honest, and I promise you it would have been heard. Honestly, I would have had no problem. I'd be chilling. I'd be thugging. I'd be, cool. Like, it really don't matter to me. Like, I would never take anything that deep. I don't care what it is, unless it's involving my family, my deeply loved ones. It will not break me. There's nothing in this world that will break me other than the people that I deeply love and care about, my blood. There's the only people in this world that could break me, only situations that could ever break me. But for you to feel as though you couldn't tell me something, and I would have been cool with the whole time, just shows me that I feel like you're not there maturity-wise. Nothing against that, I'm not saying that you're a kid or anything like that, and if you handle things like that, But I just feel like your maturity level needs to be upped, needs to be worked on, because obviously there's something going on that you have dealt with maybe from your childhood that is bleeding into now where you cannot be honest. And that leads me to think that you can be honest with yourself. You'd rather avoid the situation. You'd rather tiptoe around it. You'd rather push little things in front of it than actually confront something. But to confront something means you are standing on business. You are handling it. You are taking the world by storm. You are going to make this situation yours. You're going to own it. No matter if it's good, bad, medium, and how you are perceived, you're willing to take it. It's all good. Because with truth and honesty leads you on the path where you're needing to go. You will get everywhere a lot faster if you could just be straight up and honest about it. Just like relationships. I know you guys have seen Love on the Spectrum. I know you've seen it. I haven't watched this season, but I saw one of the girls, I can't remember her name. She was on season 1, and she was up front with what she wants in a relationship, and she said that she wants a partner that she can be intimate with without marriage. That was a hard line for her. And I love how they be so honest. I love it. I just love it so much. Like, if everybody could just be this honest. And she explained her intention wasn't to pressure him into anything, nothing of the sort. All she wanted to say was that she was trying to be upfront. This is what she wants. If you do not want this, that is perfectly fine. This is just something that I have as a value to me. And if you do not have that as your value, I respect your value, but I will go ahead and I will find somebody who's sharing in the same value as me. Which is straight fire. Like, girl, spitting facts here. Come on now. Clock that T. Clock it. She ate him up with that. Because that's so true. If you cannot be honest and upfront in your relationships, you're wasting so much freaking time on just little bullshit. On like Charlemagne says, he hates small talk. I am starting to hate the small talk version of that situation, of relationships. You're just, passing by on little things like, oh, okay, yeah. I want this, that. But it's nothing really in depth of what you're really looking for in a relationship. It's just more of, oh yeah, I want quality time. I want you to, always want to, text me throughout the day, which is true, facts, that's what I want too. But my value and values need to be valued in value within you as well. We need to match at that. But if you can't be honest with me up front, saying that maybe this isn't, you don't want a relationship type of vibe, or you are just looking for some fun type of vibe, or you want a relationship and this is something that you want longevity in, you want kids. These are values that you have, and you need to make sure that you share with somebody else, because at the end of the day, it hurts people way more when you're misleading them for years sometimes, just on some stuff you didn't even want in the first place. But now you feel like you've been put in an uncomfortable situation because you don't know how to tell them now, when you could have told them in the beginning and it would have been received so much better than it's going to be received later on. I am telling you. And I'm just going to let it be known that all honesty is not meant to hurt you. Like I said, there's always those few people that are just trying to be weird. Like, it's not even honesty at the end of the day. It's you making up shit just to make somebody feel bad. That's not honesty. If people are being honest with you, truly honest with you, to where they're being 100%, they're telling you no lies, straight facts, they're looking out for you. They love you. Now, come on, listen to what they have to say. You do not have to take it word for word, bar for bar, but at least taking it into consideration that, hey, it might be true, is a different type of thing. I think that it's just good to acknowledge the fact that somebody is willing to be honest with you. Because a lot of people are not. And you have a real one on your side if they're trying to tell you what it is. If they are looking out for your best interest. Because you do not want the fakes around you. What are they going to do for you but blow up your ego and then get you in a situation that it's hard for you to get out of? Rather have people tell you up front what it is and hopefully try to guide you to avoid it. Like my dad always says, he loves to say that he's trying to cover up the holes that he made and that he stepped and fell into throughout his life for his children to do better. And I love that. I respect that so much. I truly hear him when he says that. But at the same time, you can't cover the hole completely. That's just impossible, no matter what. People are people. They're going to fall into those holes. But what you can do is kick a little more dirt into it to hopefully make that fall a little less of a fall, a little more cushioned. Maybe more of a trip every here and there. But if you are doing it with integrity and honesty, it's going to actually fill the hole a lot more than you just scooping a little dirt out of the hole. Make it a little bit deeper. Because every time you're telling somebody a lie or sugarcoating something, it's just making it way harder for them to get out of that hole. Because that's now what they're believing. They're thinking that what you told them was the truth when it's not. And then when they find out later, they're going to resent you for it. If it was that big of a lie, if it was that big of a misleading thing that you said to them, whatever it was, it's going to be taken way more deeply than the truth ever would have. Yeah, of course, it might hit them initially a little hard, depending on what you're talking about. But it would never hit them as hard as it would if you didn't just scoop out that dirt. Just like, we'll figure it out later. We'll put it back in there in a little bit. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. It's okay. Dust it off. Put a little Band-Aid on there. It's not going to work. That's not going to work. So if you have people that you care about out here in this world, and you are sugarcoating everything left and right, cut the bullshit. Cut it right here now. Be honest with them. And if they cannot respect your honesty, that shows you where your relationship lies with them. Because all you want to do is do the best for others that you can. Give them everything that you can do to help them in this life. Because as somebody who would love it, I want people to tell me the truth. Love, hate, whatever it is, I don't care what my reaction is. Tell me the truth. I will never come at you disrespectful. I will never get angry. That would be towards you. Never. Because you told me the truth and what it was. I want honesty. That's all that I ask. Now, when you disrespect me by lying to me or trying to put a veil over my eyes, that's when you get a negative reaction. But as long as you are keeping it honest with the people that you love, you will only gain trust, respect, and notoriety. I just had to convey that message because that was something I had to get off my chest, homie. Shit. I hope that you guys are out here telling the truth to the people you care about because they need to hear it. We all do. Love you guys. I will see you later, friends. Love, light, happiness. Peace. I'm out of here. I'm going to bed. I'll see you later.